Guess what? Finally, your long-awaited tax-free infrastructure bond is here with us. CBK has released the prospectus for August Treasury bond auctions, and 2 infrastructure bonds have been released. In today's episode, we are going to be reviewing one of these infrastructure bonds, and then in the next video, we'll be reviewing the second one. Now, my main interest is in the IFB1 2022-19. As the name suggests, this is an IFB which was first auctioned in the year 2022, and it was auctioned for 19 years. Now, that means that if you are to invest in this paper now, if you are to take up this opportunity, or if you are to put your bid for this infrastructure bond, which is tax-free, you'll be locking in this fixed income for a period of 15.6 years, because it matures, the maturity date remains the same. It remains on 28th January 2041. The same maturity date as to when it was initially auctioned in the year 2022. The terms of the papers do not change. It remains instant or constant, right? Now, this paper, being an infrastructure bond, it has redemption dates. A redemption date is, redemption is to be saved, quote unquote. Of course, redemption is to receive back. So the redemption date is when CBK will be paying you back your initial investment. For the non-IFBs, the other tertiary bonds, they only have one redemption, which is the maturity of the paper. You give the CBK, if it's a 15-year paper, you give CBK 10 million, you expect to receive back your 10 million at the end of the 15 years. However, for infrastructure bonds, people have, quote unquote, different maturities by virtue of the redemption dates. So for this specific paper, it has a redemption date of 9th February 2032, and you'll be receiving back 50% of your investment per CDSC account. Okay, so that means that if in the year 2022 you had given CBK 5 million, and then now you add an extra 2 million, your cumulative investment on this paper, on this IFB 2022-19, will be 7 million. So come the year 2032, CBK will give you back 3.5 million. That is 50% of the value of your investment on this paper. 50% of the 7 million will be 3.5 million. So come the year 2032, CBK will give you that amount, right? Now, on the other hand, or on the same hand rather, if you have invested, say, 500,000 shillings, now not million, but 500,000 shillings in the year 2022, and then now you invest another 500,000, that will make a cumulative sum of 1 million investment in this specific paper. Assuming between now and 2032, you do not buy this paper in the secondary market to increase your holding on it, and it is not reissued or reopened by CBK to give you a chance to increase your investment on the same paper, so that come the year 2032, you have your initial 500,000 investment and the current 500,000 investment to make 1 million. In as much as the maturity date of this paper is 2041, come 2032, CBK will pay you back the full 1 million on the redemption date. What I'm saying is that on the redemption date, every amount up to 1 million will be paid back fully. Any amount in excess of 1 million will be paid at 50%, and the balance of that amount will be paid out in the year 2041. This paper has a coupon rate of 12.965%. And remember, it is not taxed, so that is your net investment. If you give CBK 1 million, every year you'll be receiving 129,650. Divided by 2, you know how much you'll be receiving at every 6 months. The coupons is paid on August and February. So this is one of those papers which I say you can actually use to target paying your school fees, because Feb and August, when they are only there, you pay your school fees. February, just 1 month after school opening, you also used to scale your school to pay your school fees, right? So the coupon payment dates is August and February. The auction date is on 13th of August, meaning that the bid closure date will be the same day, 13th of August, but now at 10 a.m. Do not go in to put your bid at noon, yeah? The settlement date, if you are to put your bid for this paper, will be on 18th of August. Now, this paper has zero interest accrued, and that is very important. Zero interest accrued means that you will be settling on the interest payment date. So, if you have interest that you are earning from this paper, it is possible for you to roll over that interest, to reinvest that interest in the same paper, because the settlement date and the coupon payment date is the same. You can choose to net it off. If you're expecting coupons of, say, 129,650,000, you can reinvest 100,000 and then the 29,000 be sent to you, or you can put a bid for 150,000 and then you top up the difference. Okay, the difference of the 129 and 150 you send to remit to CBK, that different amount, right? The same paper, having already been auctioned earlier in 2022, is trading in the secondary market. Remember, you can buy bonds in the secondary market. Now, as of yesterday, when this paper was being auctioned in the secondary market, it was trading at between 102.51 and 104, so an average of 103 shillings. So with that secondary market price, that is an indication that this paper, it is already trading in the secondary market at a premium. So then there's a possibility that CBK is also going to send it to us at a premium. So if you're putting your bid for this paper, make sure you have some extra in the account. You could actually target maybe 1.5. I'm not saying it's going to be auctioned at 1.5, but target to have 1.5 or 1.6. I love being safe than sorry. I have not said it is going to be auctioned at 1.5. In the secondary market, it is trading at between 1.2 and 1.4, so an average of 1.3, right? So I love being safe. Have at least 1.5 in your account, 105, sorry, in your account, so that whatever amount CBK asks you to remit, you have it ready. In previous instances, in previous IFB auctions, people have missed out on this opportunity because they put a bid for 100,000 and then they're asked to send 103,000 and they don't have the extra 3,000 shillings. Or maybe they put a bid for 10 million, they're asked to send 10.3 million and they don't have the extra amount. Okay, so you end up not settling while you would have settled. So make sure you have a little bit more than your bid amount. Try doing at 105, though it's actually going to be less than 105. Now, another important thing that I'd like to mention about this paper is that this is one of those papers that you can actually use to plan your retirement. One of those investments, rather, that you can actually use to plan your retirement, okay? Whether you have a lump sum amount, whether you're planning it gradually, but it's one of those papers that, one of those investment opportunities that allows you to plan for your retirement. Why? Because the coupon payment, it's a fixed income investment. You give CPK 1 million, you know every year you are going to be receiving actually, let me say guaranteed, for as long as the government of Kenya is still stable. There's no government default. But you give CBK 1 million, you know every 6 months you receive a half of the 129,000 shillings. So it's one of those investment opportunities that I find ideal for people who are in retirement or planning for retirement. But that does not mean that take up everything and lap it up in this paper. No, you need to be able to allocate your resources. Remember the 3-bucket video that I did, yeah? The short term, medium term, and long term. This will fit for me in my medium term, in my middle bucket, in my medium term bucket, okay? Which you actually do need as well. It also serves in my safety net because government securities are deemed to be low risk, right? Now that you have info on this bond, do you think it's an investment worth taking up? Remember, if you're going in with 1 million and less, it's actually a 7-year paper. It has 7 years. You have the mindset that you're investing for 7 years because 2032, you receive back everything. If you're going in with more than 1 million, then it's a 15-year paper for you, okay? So what do you think about this bond? Is this something that you'll consider taking? Is the 12.96% income that you love to lock in for the 7 years? Remember, it's tax-free, so that is the net income, okay? Do let me know in the comment section. Also, let me know if you think the other bonds is better for you and why you think so. My name is Berlin. Let's meet on the next video. I'll be discussing something other than the bond, and then I come back to review the second bond. See you on the next video.